In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear, quick, running from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. And, boy, I tell you, we had an interesting full day of football and basketball yesterday. And I'm not sure if we're going to have our guy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com, coming on talking about the Cowboys and what happened. And my guy, Ben Dillman, I know he's going to be on because he sent me a text earlier. So we're going to see. I was at Drew's house last night for his party, his Cowboys party. I had to leave early because the Thunder played last night, and which we're going to talk about that. So I had to leave the Cowboys game early, and I'm sure I'll be blamed for that. I'm sure I brought him bad luck or something or whatever because I left. But I had to come home and watch the Thunder game, and so that I could do my show last night after the storm, which of course is my post Thunder game uh, analysis live stream. So did that, and the Thunder of course won 101-99. Shea Gillis-Alexander, SGA, of course, our budding superstar, hit his fourth game-winning shot of the year. It should be five. But that debacle at the end of the Bucks game, Milwaukee Bucks game here, cost him his fifth game-winning shot. But the Thunder now improved to 23-24. The Nuggets are now 33-14. The Thunder did several things. One, they held them under 100 points for the first time in 33 games. It was Denver's first home loss since December the 6th. That is 16 games. And then, of course, Denver was riding a 9-game winning streak, and the Thunder broke that as well. And yes, Drew Henthorn, Joker did not play. Then Michael Porter Jr. didn't play for whatever reasons, but we give them a tough game no matter whether those guys play or not. And whether we would have won it or not at the end, I don't know. They are, what did I figure? What did I say? They were 13-3 in those games, and we were 6-10 in those close games like that. So, but anyway, the Thunder took care of business last night, improving to 23-24, like I said earlier. And remember, when the start of the season, the Thunder's over-under, which means the number of victories that the Thunder were going to have, was 26.5. When Chet went down, it dropped to 23.5. Then when we did our show at Cutting Up Barbershop, our first NBA show, I said that the Thunder would win 31 to 33 games with a maximum of around 40. And everybody just started laughing at me like I had lost my mind. But I watched them play at the end of last year, and I saw what they were doing with SGA and Josh finally figuring it out. So I saw something in the Thunder and figured, hey, these guys are going to be tough to beat. I mean, if we can get it right. And the question is, was Chet going to be it? Now, we have a whole other year to find out. I would have loved to have Jabari. That's just me, because the two things that the Thunder are still missing is outside shooting and some sort of a presence inside, which would allow our defenders, wing defenders, to guard more on the perimeter and not be, what are we, 12th or something in the NBA as far as scoring, as far as giving up threes. So if we can improve on that, I think that'd be the difference. But once again, next year is going to be the year that we really have to figure out who we are, because one, you're going to get Chet back. That's going to be your third year of SGA and Josh playing together. So they're going to have a great rapport of SGA, Josh, and Dort. Let me go ahead and throw Lou Dort in there. This will be their third year playing together. So you're going to have, and even Poku, I'm going to kind of throw him in there, but this will be your third year of your big three really playing together. Then you've got Chet coming back. Now, a lot of people feel that Chet is going to be the difference. I do not. But can he? Yes. Is it possible? Sure. Will he? We won't know until it happens. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I do believe the Thunder do have a chance to really step up and in the rankings and doing what they need to do. But like we'll see if Chet is going to be the difference or not. I don't believe he is. I hope that I'm wrong. And if you know me well enough to know, I'm going to admit when I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When the players are playing good, I'm going to say they're playing good. When they're playing bad, I'm going to say they're playing bad. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being honest and open and truthful about what's going on with the Thunder. And that being said, uh, I'm not a part of the Thunder, so I don't have to lie to you all. And on top of that, I believe that the more informed the fans are, the more knowledgeable you are, the more you're going to want to buy tickets. The more knowledgeable you are, the more you're going to be able to understand. And the more you understand something, the more you want to attend. It's not rocket science out here. When you look at women who don't understand sports, they have a boyfriend who does. Once they learn how to play, it's like my daughter-in-law, Sophia. She is learning football. Why? Because her boyfriend loves football. So she's learning the game, and now she's starting to want to see and want to sit there and with him and watch it because she's understanding more, and he's taking the patience and the time to do that. So that's the same thing with this. The more your girlfriend or your boyfriend, it doesn't necessarily mean a girl because there are guys who don't know anything about sports. My guy Mike Diba knew nothing about basketball, and then I don't expect him to go read the rules of basketball like he did, which is still a whole nother story. But you know, your boyfriend, if he doesn't understand sports and you do, he's got to learn how if he wants to be with you and attend stuff because you're gonna go. It's like my girl Kat and Jeff Blythe. They go to games all the time now. You know, Jeff didn't want to go. Kat's like, well, I'm going. Jeff's like, well, I want to be with you, so I'm going. That's what you do as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You want to spend time with your significant other. If they're into sports, then by God, you better learn how to be in sports because they don't want you to go there if you're going to be all miserable and just, oh, God, I'm here. What am I going to do? Well, I don't want your ass there with me either. So this is what we're here to do is to teach you. But that being said, the Thunder now are a half game from doing what the NBA said the over and under was. And I would have bet the moon over the over under on 23 and a half. I said, we're going to win way more games than that. And 27 games or 47 games into it. Okay. And that is what? 5 games over the midseason. 46 games over the midseason because it's 41. It's 82 games. 6 games over the midseason. Look where the Thunder are. They're already a half game. Now, the next 3 games are going to be important because we have Trey coming in this weekend. Trey Young, Atlanta on Wednesday. Then on Friday, we have Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers coming in on Friday. And then on Monday, we have the Golden State Warriors. So these next 3 games are going to be really pivotal for the Thunder. The Thunder have won 8 out of the last 11. They are on a roll. We've won, 5 out of our last 6 or something like that. So it's important 2-2 on this last road trip. So it's important that you go out and support the team. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, "Oh, we're winning. Good for the Thunder." You mean good for us? What's good for the Thunder is good for Oklahoma City, and that's what I don't think people understand is that how important it is that we have an NBA team. There's 30 teams in the United States that have teams, and we're one of them. And people are just around here just don't get. I don't understand. How do you not understand the significance of that? How do you not understand how important that is that we're one of 30? You look at Bricktown. You think the Omni Hotel was going to come down here if we didn't have the Thunder? Yeah, you could probably build a convention center, but you're not going to get a world-class hotel, a 5-star hotel to build right there next to your arena or attach it to your convention center if you didn't have an NBA team. Why do you think everything is blowing up? People want to go downtown. People want to accept. That's why I firmly believe that we need to go ahead, confirm the Thunder. We're going to build a new facility. To me, and I know Mayor Holden, I'm sure he's on board. He's like me. He's a fan too. Go ahead and tear down the Prairie, whatever. That's 4 city blocks. build your world-class facility right there. Build a huge little area for everybody to go watch Thunder away games where people can go and come downtown, group together and watch on a gigantic screen. Do you know how important that would be? You know how great that would be? Then on the other hand, my guy Mark Long at SRB believes they're going to build it right there to the west where the old, whatever, I forget what uh, car dealership that was right there. But anyway, he believes it's going to be right there, which is possible too, because I mean, that's fine. You can build a nice facility right there, because when you look at Milwaukee, they have the original center that Lou Alcindor or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played in. Then they have the one that they have now that's literally right next door to it. And then they have the new billion-dollar facility that they're building, which is going to be fantastic. So to me, go ahead and build you something fantastic. Build your big, huge, beautiful facility that people can come and do things. You can go in, you can put you some nice restaurants in there. And my restaurant friends like, why would you want to do that? You can't keep it open because it's not going to be around. I go, well, you got 41 games, and you got some other events, I guess so. But then I know that the Omni would be upset because Bob's is right there. Then of course you got Mahogany and you got Mickey Mantle's and the Mantle, and all those are close, and I'm sure they rely on that income as well. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and do that. The Thunder are 23 and 24. Here are the box scores from last night. And if you really want to know more, you can go back to my Facebook or you can go to YouTube and you can watch. Let me see. Do I have this on here? You can go to YouTube and you can search After the Storm dash OKC Thunder, and you can do that. After the Storm dash OKC Thunder. You can watch it that way, or you can go to my Facebook page and you can just go. I mean, it's these. My page is private except for these games, so you can go and you can watch all of my shows, the Unpopular Hour, which is now with Matt Clark, or you can watch that as well. So that being said, the Thunder box score last night, Thunder, like I said, 101-99 over the Nuggets. The Nuggets, like I said, falling to 33 and 14. The Oklahoma City Thunder improving to 23 and 24. Wouldn't it be incredible if by the time this homestand is done that we're above 500? Wouldn't that be incredible if we're 26 and 25? Would that just be out? Wouldn't that just be amazing? 26 and 25. That'd be just 26 and 24, sorry, would be fantastic. Uh, that would be great after this, or even 25, 25, 500. Nobody would have assumed that would happen. The Nuggets, 10 for 28 from three, 43% from the field, 42 rebounds, 44 pips. You guys know that's my favorite, points in the paint. 9 turnovers. Oklahoma City 7 for 26, 44% from the field, 50 rebounds, 58 pips. So we out rebounded them by 8, and then outscored them in the paint by 14. Had one less turnover, and then our bench came in big and scored and outscored them 30-22. So like what I was seeing right there. And when you look at the team stats, this is what it was last night. J-Dub, which of course is Jay Williams from Santa Clara, he had a horrible night last night shooting. He just couldn't get anything going, but he played good defense. 4 points, 1 for 6 from the field with 6 ribbies. Muscala, 8 points, 3 for 7, no threes, which is not normal for Muscala. He is our 3-point sniper and our big guy to stretch the floor. 4 rebounds. SGA, of course, doing his thing. What is this, his 26th or 27th, 28th 30-point game this year. Just incredible. Way to go, SGA. Continue your role. And remember, go out and vote for him for the All-Star game. 13 of 21, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Josh almost had a double-double, 18 points, 9 for 15. 4 turnovers. In the first half, SGA had 18. Josh had 14 in the second half, or first half. Josh only scored 4 points in the second half. SGA had 16 in the second half. We got to get Josh to finish a little bit more, especially in those second and fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter when SGA is sitting on the bench. We need Josh to really step up and be more of an alpha when it comes to that. Dort, 7 points, 3 for 12. Defense was outstanding for him last night, 3 for 5 from 3 with 9 rebounds. If he could score less points and stop them on the other end, a great stop by him on Tracy Murray last night. Fantastic defense at the end of the game to secure the victory. Baisley, zeros across the board with 5 rebounds. Jay Will from Arkansas, zeros with 6 rebounds. So between our bigs, we had 15 rebounds between Muscala, Baisley, and Jay Will. So I guess we're just going to have to rebound and do that by committee, but our big men have to score more than 8 points and get 15 rebounds. Just saying. Kendricks Williams, another good game by him, 11 points, 4 for 7 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. He's been on fire lately with 6 rebounds and 4 assists like that. He had 10 assists last week. So, like what he's doing. Trey Mann, still trying to figure out where he's at, what he's doing. I don't know if he necessarily knows what his role is for the Thunder as of now, but 7 points, 3 for 6. 4 rebounds, and no assists. I think he's got to give me some assists. Trey, your point, you got to do that. But it's like on his threes, dude, just go to the basket, do your step backs, not down at mid-range, and then catch and shoot your threes. And when you catch and shoot and you're patient, you and Isaiah Joe could be a nasty backcourt tandem in relief of SGA or on there with SGA when he's on the floor or with Josh especially. Isaiah Joe, 8 points, 3 for 9 from the field, 2 from 7 from 3 with 2 rebounds and 2 assists like that. And, of course, Wiggins, 4 points, 1 for 3 from the field, 0 for 1 for 3 with 4 rebounds. So I liked what I saw out of the Thunder overall. And like I said, I'm really pleased at what they're giving us as a city and representing us. And like I said, go out and vote SGA. And remember, every time you vote, you get a chance for your email to be put into a deal where if you're picked, you get 2 tickets to go to the NBA All-Star Game there in Salt Lake City. So that being said, like what I saw with the Thunder. Now, in NBA news, the NBA scores yesterday. Clippers beat the Mavs 112-98. The Pelicans were beat by the Heat 100-96, which is about what I thought. The Heat are hard to beat there in Miami because of all the distractions. But the Mavs got to figure something out. The Clippers came and just took care of business in Dallas. The Mavs got to be better. Knicks 116, the Raptors 125. It's hard to go there in Toronto and beat them in Canada. Great home team. They play really well, and Van Fleet is just a monster along with Siakam. Thunder, of course, 101-99. We just talked about that. The Grizzlies 110. The Grizzlies 110. The Suns 117 in Phoenix. That was a good game. I saw some of that yesterday. Then, of course, the Warriors losing to the Nets at home. Kyrie was just a monster. I mean, just an absolute monster last night. I don't know if you guys got to see that game, but he and Steph were going at it. And what a great game that was. And the Nets, I tell you, the Nets are scary. They are scary. They're up there in my NBA power rankings. And the Lakers, of course, coming back from 25 down. And, of course, they made a big trade today. And, of course, we'll talk about that tomorrow once we really figure out exactly what's going to happen with that. But, anyway, the Lakers 121-112. And like that, here are my power rankings. I got the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Grizz, the Nets are up there. Once they get KD, I think I'll put them up higher. You have the Cavaliers at number 5, the Bucks at 6. Sixers, the Kings, the Pelicans, and the Mavs. Drew is going to have to change his because I know there's no way that he still thinks the Cavaliers are the 9th-ranked team or the Hawks are the 10th. And the Mavericks, to me, are just barely holding on, but they've got to figure out something to go along with Luka or they are in absolute trouble. But that's just me. And my side, my part of it and the way I look at it. So that being said, I know we're going to go in. We're going to do a little hockey stuff right now. I got my boy Ben Dillman. I know he's going to be sliding up here pretty soon. As soon as he comes on, we're going to get in and talk a little bit, some hockey, and so we can go over the scores and that. But like I said, this is a fantastic deal, and we're going to go in depth. That's why I'm just kind of waiting for both these guys to come on because we're going to go in depth about the Cowboys. We're going to go in depth about the Chiefs and everything that happened yesterday. So that being said, let's take a quick break to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. I want to thank them for, I had some serious hiccups last night on after the storm, and those guys did a fantastic job of helping me out. And it looks like I'm just going to have to go buy a new camera. I think that's what's going to have to happen. Mark Long over at SRB. If you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, he is the dude to talk to about that. Like I said, they helped a friend of mine out. He needed a quick survey, and they were able to slide him in and get him helped out so he could sell a commercial property. So he was very happy about that. So if you need something, those are the guys that you want to holler at. They're very very good at what they do. Then of course. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro. If you have any rocks or dirt that need to be moved, he is the man for that and the dump trucks that he has. Then of course you've got Greg and Max Nafy, always taking care of me, always got my back. I appreciate both of them supporting me in everything I do. Last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. You can pre qualify online at www.ynbok.com or that's for if you want to pre-qualify. Like I said, you can go to www.ynbok.com for any personal or business loans, or you can go in and see Joe Horn, Nathan Taylor, or Carson Wright if you want to do that. I mean, it's up to you, but I say go ahead and pre-qualify. That way you can walk in, sign your name, get a check, or they can deposit it directly into your account if you bank with them like I did, which makes your life a lot easier. Then, of course, like I said, here are our shows on MC Sports Network. You can search After the Storm on YouTube, and it's After the Storm dash OKC Thunder. All of our previous shows will pop up, or you can do the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, and all the shows will pop up. And then, last but not least, if you don't know how to go to YouTube and sign in and do that, you can just go to the MCSportsNetwork.com, and then all of the shows are right there, and you can watch all the ones because we have them all put there. So it's kind of up to you on how you want to do that. So, and then I'm joined by my guy. What's up, my big boy Ben Dillman, the hockey man, High Stick Harry. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you been?
Well, I'm good, man. I don't know how our boy Drew Hinthorn is. I don't know if he's coming on today, man. I don't. I mean,
Oh
he was
man,
hurt
that
last
game
night,
was
bro.
disappointing. That, that game was
I'm
disappointing. I was
sure.
not thinking it was going to end that way.
I'm sure he's gonna blame me. It's somehow my fault. When I left last night, I'm sure that I gave him bad luck or something. I'm sure that's what's going to be the next play.
Oh yeah,
It's my fault, because I left. But I had to go home and do my setup, my show, and everything for the Unpopular. Excuse me, After the Storm, which everything was a wreck. So I had Collaborative Logic talk to them today about, hey, this is what happened. They're like, okay, this is what we need to do. So we'll get all of that fixed for the future. So, but how was your weekend,
perfect.
brother?
Man, everything went good. Worked a little bit. Got to watch some football. Watched a little hockey. Nothing too
No,
crazy.
you watched a little hockey. I can't believe that, bro.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. Get a couple TVs going, you'll be all right.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not. I'm not doing that. That is not happening.
I know. I know.
I'm not watching any hockey. But yesterday you had the Penguins and the Devils, 2-1 in OT. How was that? Was that a good game?
I mean, it started out pretty good. Then it just kind of slowed down. Everything came to a big halt there. It was still a big point for the Pens because they're still trying to catch a couple of the teams there in their division. But it was kind of just a slower game. On these like noon games, sometimes usually one of the teams will come out a little flat. Sometimes both of them, but usually just one.
Okay, just one usually.
But they both came out flat yesterday. Yeah, so it was a little different.
And then the Sharks. Oh, dude, do we have to talk about your Bruins? How much you gonna go ahead brag on them? Go ahead, man. Just brag on your Bruins. Go ahead. Talk
I
about
don't got
their
much to say.
record and how they're on pace to have one of the best records ever. Blah 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 blah. Go ahead.
Oh no, the only things I was gonna say is they're on a 5-game road trip coming up. So it was their last game before home. They're on a 5-game win streak. But this is a little nugget for Drew here. Next time he sees the Sharks, San Jose Sharks, going on a back-to-back, this year alone, they're 3-8 on their back-to-back games on the second one there. So if he can catch them on a back-to-back, I keep on taking them every time. I should have told him yesterday. But
Yeah, I should have told
there's a
him.
little,
Yeah.
I
Well,
know it's
that's
a little
going to be
nugget for him.
your High Stick Harry pick of the week, right? Or you got
No,
one?
I do
You
that.
got
I
a
will do
different
that maybe
Thursday.
later this week. Yeah, it was a little too late. I got to say it on here if I'm going to put that as my pick of the week.
Well,
I
you got to
make
get
sure
that
I
to.
do
Well,
it.
that's Thursday though. That's the High Stick
Yep.
Harry pick of the week.
Yep.
So that's Thursday. Then of course the Jets beat the Flyers 5-3.
Yeah, Jets dominated this game from about start to finish. They were up 3-1 after the first, and it was point night for them. They had 13 players record a point last night, which on the
13.
five, yeah. So on the five, that means every single goal was 2 assists. That means they were passing the puck a lot. They were just dominant out there. So that's pretty big when you only have 5 goals. If 13 guys can get a point, that's a big night for the boys.
Yeah, it is.
Contracts are going up. Contracts are going up.
Then of course you had the Kings 2-1 over the Hawks, Blackhawks.
Yep, big win for this Kings team with the Oilers still chasing them down. That injection of Evander Kane into the Oilers has been crazy for them. He hasn't scored many points, but he's tough and it's gonna be hard. The Kings got to continue to beat up on these weak teams here.
Then to round it out, those G Knights and the Yotes.
Yeah, they got spanked over there at Mullet Arena. Clayton Keller had a hat trick. He's one of the young guys for that team. If they can tank and get this, if they can get Connor Bedard for the first pick next year, them, Clayton Keller, and a couple of these other young pieces they might turn into something, but they'll have to move that team out of Arizona, I think.
Yeah, they are. They're going to have to do that, aren't they? I mean, that's kind of
Yep.
what you're going to have to see right there.
Yep.
Now, the games yesterday. Did you watch them all? The football games?
Yeah, I watched all of them on Saturday, and then I fell asleep actually during the Cowboys-Niners game. Kylie was a little sick, and I passed out right before halftime. Woke up with just a few minutes left, but I rewatched the game this morning. But yeah, I watched all the games Saturday, and then a little bit of that Bengals-Bills game, and then I rewatched the Cowboys-Niners.
That wasn't even a game.
Yeah.
There was two of the games were not games. That was not a game.
Yeah.
Neither was the Philadelphia Eagles and the Giants. Neither one of those were games to me
Yeah,
at all.
that was a big statement game for the Eagles there. I think they were up 28-0 at half.
Yeah, but the question, it looked like it almost looked like the Giants were. I mean, I'm gonna give them a little bit of a pass. They were beat up. Okay. They were beat up from those road. I mean, playing on the road and all that. What they've done in the part of the season.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give them a bit of a pass there. But the Eagles just came out and hit them in the mouth, and it was over. And Lane Johnson is just—he's a beast. God.
Yeah, he's playing too in this next week.
Yeah, he's playing against his boy on the other side, the best left tackle.
They said that his whole thing was, it hurts, but they told me that I can't hurt it any worse. So that's. If you can't hurt it any worse, and if it's just pain management, better get your ass out there.
Well, and there's just like Mahomes, dude, and we'll talk about that and him with his high ankle sprain. They said it's not as bad. They said it's not as bad as they originally had thought. So
and I do think the Giants, like you were talking about that game, I do think that they overachieved this year. I don't think they were supposed to be where they were. They had a couple close wins that shouldn't have happened. Like they only beat the Panthers by 1 point. They beat the Titans by 1 point. They beat the Packers by 5. They beat the Bears by 8. Let's see. I mean, they beat the Texans only by 8. Yep. So there's a lot of teams that they barely beat that should not have even happened. So I don't know. I think they overachieved, and I mean they got to beat the Colts. I mean everybody beat the Colts. So I mean there's not really. I don't. They were beat up like you said, but I think they still overachieved. I still think that that's good for them. So I mean. Kudos there, but I don't think that they're going to be like the same replica next year, even if they're healthy or not. It's just not my style.
In the Jaguars and Chiefs, Mahomes got hurt. Do you think that was a dirty play? Because Mahomes he was just standing there, and the dude just sat down on his leg. It's like he doesn't have the ball. The ball is downfield. What are you?
But how heavy is that guy that sat on his leg? Do you know?
Probably 250.
See, I mean, even if that's.
I mean, you can see him. He just sat down. He just sat down.
Like how people do on the diving board when you just jump on your butt and just slam right. I mean,
he just sat down. I'm like, Mahomes is standing there. He doesn't even have the ball. Everybody's looking down the field. He just dropped. And then he throws his hands back like, "Oh, I didn't do anything." You pulled him down on your leg, and it was so funny.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, in 2018, Do you know he hurt his other one? Guess who the team he played then that hurt him the last time?
Jags
Jaguars.
again.
Yep.
Shit.
They had a high
Yeah.
ankle sprain on the other one. Now, he said that this high ankle sprain is not as bad as the one he had on his left leg in
Okay.
in
Good.
2018. So,
I
but dude, I
I
was
do
like,
love that mentality, and that drive for him to still get out there and still go compete. Because he said, and I know he wouldn't let him. Or apparently they were doing
Andy
something with the
Reid
X-rays.
said, "You're not playing. Go in the locker room.
Yeah,
we're not
and then
having this
so
discussion."
he sprinted. Yeah, so he sprinted to the locker room to make it show that he's not hurt. I mean, which I love. I mean, that was some good stuff. I like some of that old school. Keep fighting, playing well. Like that leg's a hell of a way. Hell of a long way from the heart.
I
So that's
I
that's.
just laughed at it because
And then he sprinted back out there, and then Henny went on a 98-yard drive to score a touchdown. That was nuts.
yeah, that was it's that's why you have to have that quality backup.
Yep,
The
and I think
Cowboys
it's a
have
lot to do
one.
with Andy Reid too. I think it's a
Well, no
lot to do with
doubt.
Andy
I mean, you
Reid.
look at the San Francisco 49ers. They're on the third backup, and they're still rolling. Okay, so I think it's all in who you have in there and who the coach is
Yep,
and what the situation is. Um,
yep.
Bengals and Bills, dude.
I love those snow games, man.
Yeah, but
Love those
the
snow games. They're
Bills,
so cool.
they look like they were. I don't,
They came out flat.
dude. It's like, how are you at home? DeMar is there. The crowd's going crazy, and you no show.
And then that's what I'm saying. It was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Bengals up 14-0.
I think it was 100 and what was it, 160, 151 or 165 to 10 or 8 in yardage.
Yep. And
It
I know
was
the
insane.
Bengals. Yep. And like the one thing I know the Bengals outrushed the Bills by about 100 yards, and that all year has been one of my big critiques on the Bills is that they haven't had a run game. They've never found one, and you can't rely on Josh Allen to do both. I mean, I know he can, but there's going to be a game just like this. When you're going against Joe Burrow and he might be one of the better. I mean, not like I wouldn't say I'd say top 3 quarterbacks in the league at the moment. I mean, he's right in there. He had 2 more TDs, 1 less pick than Josh Allen, who's supposed to be the best.
Well, no,
So
Mahomes is the best, and then there's everybody else under that because Mahomes does, to me, Burrow is, he just sits in the pocket. He's more like Tom Brady. He picks you apart, doesn't really move a whole
yeah,
lot, is more mobile than Tom, but that's what he is.
I mean, shit, he had 6 rushes for 31 yards last night.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. But he can move, and Brady
Yeah,
couldn't.
Tom can't. Yeah,
But
Tom can't.
the reason why he's not Mahomes is
Oh,
you can
Mahomes
have
is a different
well,
animal.
you can
Those,
have the perfect play call, and Mahomes will make the play work, even though you set up the perfect play. He still makes it happen. Burrow does
he's the
not do that.
perfect combination of both.
Yeah, Burrow, everything has to be perfect for him to do what he needs to do. Mahomes is like, okay, I can't make the first read, second read, third read. Let me do this. Oh, boom, my guy slides
Yeah,
open. Let's go for a 40-yard completion.
Mahomes is sliding out of 7 tackles and
He's ridiculous,
dips
and then
anybody. Yeah,
throwing whatever he does. Now, Cowboys and Niners to finish this out. I was hoping Drew was going to be on, but he may be avoiding us today, bro. I think he's
yeah,
avoiding us, Ben. I think Drew is avoiding us today. That's what I think.
man.
I don't think
I
he
think
wants anything. I don't think he wants anything to do with us.
I was really hoping for a better showing from the Cowboys there. They had the chances to win. I mean, I know Dak threw 2 picks, which,
Yes, Dak.
wasn't the best, but he got ripped by their social media team. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen it, but Micah Parsons
They
ripped him, and the social media
no,
ripped him.
their own social media, like the Dallas Cowboys, like their whole caption was don't quote me here, but it was Dak Prescott had the we had the game in our hands, and he had 2 terrible plays, essentially to ruin it. And those were his 2 picks, and they said they pretty much just blamed him and pretty much just said it was all him. And that's coming from your own company that you're employed by them,
Well, think
and
about
you have
this.
people.
He threw a pick, and then they went in the red zone. And they went 9 and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, but you can't shred your quarterback like that. You can't.
They're saying what
Not
everybody
today's
else.
age.
They're saying what everybody else already believes, and Dak knows too. The thing is
Yeah,
this.
but you can't do it to your own guy though.
I understand
That's
that,
what
but
I don't respect that at all. I was like, oh
well,
man.
I think they. This is my deal. Dallas didn't pay Dak for a reason, and then they end up having to pay him because they just had to. They were forced
Yeah,
to.
and the injury and all that stuff.
They were
Yeah.
forced to. Okay. So I forget who it was. I saw this morning. They said, Dak deserved his money. And they said, yeah, he may have deserved it, but he did not earn it. Dak is a
Yeah,
$30 million guy, $35 million guy. He is not a 45 to $50 million. They're going to be
yep,
paying him 50 something million in 2 years. 50.
yeah. He,
He's not worth 50 something million. No way.
you trade him for like Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they're not going to take him.
Yeah, I
Who's
know,
going to
but
take Dak in
yeah.
that
I'm
45 million?
trying to
Who's
think
going
of those contracts. I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers on for 60, I think, next year.
58, I believe it is. But still, he's not going to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
who's going to take Dak Prescott?
I pull up the tweet right here. Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in the narrow loss to 49ers. In a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds.
That's
And
true.
then a
That's
hashtag.
facts.
Yeah, I know, but that's brutal. And then there's just a picture of Dak looking at his little iPad or whatever.
Dude, he's thrown the ball late to the deal. He had two
I agree with
interceptions
you.
and he should have had a pick six.
How do you feel about those little computers on the sideline?
The what you do with the the screens? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I like the screens on the sidelines.
So
You're talking
there's
about you
a
talking about you talking about the little computer pads?
yeah, just a little Microsoft little deals,
Because what they
little
used to do is
iPads.
they used to have the take pictures and bring them down and show them hard paper copies of it.
Yeah.
Now they just
So
has it so it's the same thing except it's more advanced. Same
there's
thing,
a
same
there's a there's
concept.
a team in the NHL that just banned them on their bench. They said you guys are looking at this too much, not worrying about the next play. You guys are sitting here looking at this, and then I'm calling you guys
Yeah,
out
but
on
you
the
remember
ice. You
though,
guys.
only the quarterback is doing that, not everybody else.
Oh, see, yeah. So this is in the NHL. The Philadelphia Flyers. John Tortorella, the coach for them, he banned them from the he literally just banned them like it was like a week ago, and they were on a 8 out of 9 game win streak, and all the guys are using him, and he's an old school
Yeah,
coach. He's a prick, but
yeah.
he was just like, oh yeah, no, he totally is. He's
But
talking
Ben,
about he doesn't care.
I can understand if everybody's looking at because you're not paying attention who's doing what
Yeah,
on the ice. I can see that, but
yeah, they
it's
usually have a
just the
few, and you're
quarterback.
yeah, and you're missing calls too, like all your guys and stuff. Like in hockey, a big thing on the bench, like calling, "Hey, ball, ball, ball," or like you would say in football, it'd be like ball, ball, like in the air. Like in hockey, it's, "Hey, there's a guy on you. You got time. You got time." Like you're trying to like yell and help out your boys while they're playing.
Yeah, and
So
they're
I
not
think
doing
I
that.
don't know. Yeah, exactly. So I think, and they weren't playing too well at the time. I mean, they had 8 out of 9 wins, but they're still at the bottom of their division.
Yeah, but
But yeah, I was just curious what you thought. I don't know if do they have an NBA like when the guys are on the
no, you don't
bench?
need them in the NBA because you're right there.
Well, see, but it's to watch the playback to like show what's happening
Yeah,
next.
but
It's not to
remember
like,
though, in the NBA though, you have the big screen, so you get to see what happened in replay right away.
well, are they all watching? Because I just see all the
Yeah.
guys laughing on the sideline usually
Well,
if they
that's
lose.
because if they the replay somebody got busted on.
Man,
But the NBA
yeah, I
is
got
just
you.
to me, it's always
Well,
been there in
and
football. It's a total different thing in
I think
football.
with even basketball it is too because like I'm talking about like hockey because it's like you're just jumping up on the ice. Like in basketball, you have to wait for a whistle too. So I guess that is a little different than what
It's
I'm
a little
thinking.
different. Yeah, it's a little
It's a little
different. And
different.
now I agree with him. I mean, you're a hockey player. Why are you watching? You need to be watching the game. You need to be focused on the game, not looking at an iPad about what just
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
You need to be focused. Now, for me to go boom, me to go show you as a coach and go, hey, you guys missed this. Here's the play next time when this pops up. This is what you need to do. That's completely different than you just everybody sitting over there with one. I
Yeah,
don't agree
just
with
hang
that
out.
at all.
Yeah, I think they have like 3 or 4 on each bench usually, and like each line will kind of have their own. They can kind of go back and watch their last shift, and then like with hockey being so quick, I think it just kind of maybe he was just like, you guys aren't being a team right now. You guys are too worried about what happened last. Like I need you guys to worry about what's
Well, just
happening
that,
next.
right? Yeah, that's true. It could be that, but in football, that's always been there. So I have zero problems with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And Josh Allen was happy that he had that in front of him when Diggs was going off on him.
yeah,
He was
exactly.
going
Yeah,
on. He was not a happy camper, which I don't blame him. He's like, why the hell are you throwing it to Gabe Davis every time instead of me? So I agree with that.
yeah.
And what
You
happened
think
with that?
Burrow's going to be the highest paid quarterback next? Like probably coming up next year.
Well,
I read that the
Mahomes is not. Mahomes could be. He just chose to take less money.
yeah. No, I read that the Bengals they're like front ownership and everything, so that they're ready to make an offer to Burrow.
Well, they have to
Like yeah,
next
I
year.
think he has another year though on his
Yeah, what you
deal
do
that
is
they could.
you offer it at the end of the third year, and then they sign it that year, and then the next year after that's when it comes like Mahomes'
And
contract.
you take the player option or like you take the team option because usually the fourth year is a team option,
Right,
right?
right. Because see what
So then
happened
you take
was
the
that's
team
why
option for cheap and then you
because
pay
what
him.
happened
Okay.
was Mahomes they paid him 3 years ago. his contract, first year of his contract was this year. Josh Allen's is next year. Okay,
Gotcha.
so that's how it works. It's that year after that. So you sign it if you do it early. They usually sign you 2 years where I'm signing you now. The next year is that, and then that next year is when it kicks in. And so that's
Yep.
what I'm saying. Mahomes, they're going to owe him 60. What is it, 60 million next year, or the year after, or something stupid. Now,
Yeah, I know it rises. It rises like 5 or something million
yeah,
every year for like a
yeah.
while.
So they're gonna redo it. It's not gonna be that big of. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna redo
They're going
Mahomes'
to do the same
contract.
thing with
Yeah,
Jason, like they did with Travis
yeah,
Kelsey.
and they did what they did with Tom Brady. They just keep restructuring, which means you get more money up front, or you get it delay. You can get it deferred later, whatever. Or you could do the Bobby Bonilla deal, where hey, just defer mine and pay me $1 million a year for 30 years, or something, whatever,
Yeah.
something stupid, whatever it was that he did, which is not stupid, which is quite good. So,
Oh yeah, I got it right here. So he's supposed to make 5.5 million this next year. Then he makes 2.5 million, then 2.5 million, then 2.5 million, then 10, then 13, then 20, then 27, then 38 his last year.
who was that?
Patrick Mahomes.
No. That's no. That's the extra bonus money. That's not his actual contract. His
That's the
contract,
base salary, is what
right,
it says right
right,
here.
right,
And then on the roster, starting this next year, it says 34
right.
million, and then 30, 34, then 38, 38, 40, 49, 30, 23,
Yeah, it's
22,
something
13.
stupid, dude. It's insane. But you got to remember though but with his roster bonus, see that's the base plus the roster bonus. So it
Yeah.
actually if you look at the end, whatever his cap number hit is, that's what they're paying him.
Yep. So cap hit this next year 46 million.
Yep.
Then 44, then 46, 41, 59,
Yeah,
44,
yeah,
44,
59,
50,
which is
56.
crazy. But look at Dax. And I don't think Dak is going to be there that long. I think when his guaranteed money's up, I think Dak is going to be gone. That's just me. I don't think you can
I think
continue to
so.
pay
I
him, do
think so
you?
too.
Can you
Do what?
continue to pay Dak?
No, I mean his cap hit this in 2023 is 49 million. Then 2024 is 52 million.
Yeah. Yep.
So then
52 million
then
next
he
year,
has a
bro.
couple years after that I don't know what those mean, but
Well, he doesn't have to do. You can cut him. That's when you get into the I can cut you.
yeah, I think
For a
that's the
certain
dead cap
time.
zone.
Yeah, that's that, and it just
That's
because
a
like with
ton of
Zeke,
money, man.
well, like this next year they owe Zeke 13 million if they keep him past June 1st, I believe. You can't. I mean, you're not gonna have Tony Pollard. He's gonna be gone because you can't afford to pay him because you're paying Zeke. So you're gonna have to cut Zeke. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You
Zeke's
can't
at
keep him.
16. Yeah, Zeke's at 16, then 14, 17, 16. He has 4 more years on his deal.
Yeah, yeah, but only
That's
13 is. But
brutal.
they only owe him for one more year though. That you know what I'm saying, with the big hit, they can get rid of him after next year.
Yeah, after that, the dead cap, you can cut him and it
Right,
doesn't cost you.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't cost you. So if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it next year. Because are you gonna pay Zeke $13 million next year? There's
I
no way
don't
in
think so.
hell.
Not if he's performing like that,
Well,
man.
there's no way in hell I'm paying Zeke that much money. So, okay, well, let's go ahead and do Drew's pick since he clearly been he clearly he clearly is
We
not
gave him
coming on, man.
time.
He's clearly not coming on. We tried to give him some time. He's clearly not coming on today, bro. He's running. He was running his mouth last night. You don't know he had on his cowboy sneakers that lit up.
Those are sick.
Just they had all kind of lights and stuff on them. And Matt Moyer was looking at him like, "What is that?" I go, "You're gonna have some for the Chiefs game. You're gonna get you some." Anyway, he's got the Jazz -8 tonight. He's taking the Jazz. He's got the Grizzlies -1.5. The T-Wolves and the Rockets, he's going to take that in the over, and which I agree with 100%. That's not going to be any defense in that. I think the T-Wolves are going to just be running up and down, and so are the Rockets, because the Rockets are trying to lose. They're not trying to win any games. They're trying to get Wembanyama. The Hawks.
Is that going to be? That's the big name coming up.
Yeah, that's the guy that's supposed to be the next generational player. 7 foot, except that he's more like Kevin Durant than Chet. They brag about Chet. It's like Chet is y'all are high on Chet. That's just ridiculous. Hawks and Bulls. When Wembanyama can shoot the ball, Chet cannot shoot. That's the difference between the two. You got to be able to shoot the three. You're 7 foot. You're not taking anybody off the dribble because you're too tall. Now you're gonna get to the basket some, sure, because there's gonna be times where you can use your handles to get by. But if, like I tell you about, if you watch Kevin Durant will give you a couple dribbles and pull up and shoot. That's what he does. He knows he can't take somebody off the bounce on and on and on and be able to keep up. He knows that he can't do that. He's going to get the ball stolen from him. So he doesn't do that. Whereas they brag about Chet. Chet tries to take the ball off the dribble. Well, yeah, you can do that in college, in high school, but this is the league. Those guys are 6'9", 6'11", 6'9", 6'8" with long arms. They're going to strip you. Total different game.
Yeah.
Total
Yep.
different. Anyway, so you got the Hawks and the Bulls over 239 tonight. I don't know about that, but the Hawks are going to be in Oklahoma City this weekend or Wednesday night, and Trey Young will be home. Of course, he'll be playing. Unlike Drew says, they never play against the Thunder, never against the
No.
best players.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of teams that don't. Which, I mean, we've talked about it 100 times, but I hate that they do that. You hate that they do that. You know, all that stuff. But I know Trey always plays when he comes out here. Usually, I mean,
Yeah.
for the most, I don't think I've ever seen him sit.
Well, the whole thing is this: is that when we were really good, LeBron still didn't play here.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
know.
so I mean, there's LeBron does not play in Oklahoma City for whatever reason. So I think there's certain players that don't play when they come here. Giannis played last year, not this year, so he doesn't do it all the time. So to me, right now, when you're losing and you're getting beat, they're going, okay, that's a win. We don't need that. But now
Man.
Oklahoma City's got too much. We've got some credit out there. We're 23 and 24. I don't think teams can really go, that's a W now. They don't look at us as a W.
Yep.
They look at Houston, that's a W. You look at the
Exactly.
Detroit Pistons, yeah, it's going to be hard fought, but that's a W. With us, you can't say that with SGA now.
Yep. Yep.
So
that's what, and that's always one thing I've always respected about the hockey deal. Like, I mean, they might just sit them like a few less minutes, but they're going to go out there and they're going to get up 3-0, and then they're going to sit. Like, they don't ever sit because they want to. I think it's because their paychecks aren't big enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's. And do the guys on the NBA get paid when they sit?
Yep.
Oh, see, that's yeah.
Contracts, baseball and basketball contracts are fully guaranteed. So whether you play or don't play, you still get paid.
Man, that's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, that's part of the issue because to
That's
me
the
it's
problem.
like because to me what happens is these players nowadays are like, oh well, you know, they're thinking about I'm not going to last as long. Okay, well let's get past this and we'll go back into that. Kansas +2 tonight after losing 2 straight games. The Jayhawks have to respond and come back and win a game tonight, and then Virginia Tech. -2 is what Drew's picks are. But to continue your thought, Ben, to me it's like, you know, like Kyrie said, I want a full deal, but I only want to play 60 games. What? You want me to pay you $45 million and you pay a little bit over half the season and you sit out 20 games? I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
and
so you sit out like almost 25% of the season.
And
are you kidding me?
Right, and before players always played. And that's why another reason why I can't give LeBron the thing. Dude, you take games off. Michael never took games off. Kobe never took games off. Kareem never took games off. You take games off.
Yeah, I've heard quotes from those guys say that, you know, like they know, just like you've said, you know, like these people spend their money for me to see me perform. That's what I'm out here to perform and play this sport, do my craft the best I can in front of all these people, in front of the world.
They don't care.
Like, that's insane to me.
They're money driven, and that's what he did. Because LeBron wanted to be the first billionaire basketball player doing that was participant playing. So what ordered him to do that? What did he have to do? He had to go where? To the Lakers, dude, in order to get that done.
That just sucks that it's guaranteed that you get paid no matter what. Even if you sit, like if you just say, "Oh, I got a cough today. I don't feel."
Hey Ben, my guy Randy Wright, the commander at YNB, just sent me a text. Can we get your camera not to start working again? Really? That's cold. See, why does your roommate have to do you? Does your college roommate do you like that? Does he treat you like that?
Mine?
Yeah. Does he talk trash to you like that, man?
Oh, 100%.
But that's not. I mean, you know what I need to tell him? Hey, just don't look at the phone. Just turn it. Don't look at the phone. Just have the sound on. There you go. That way you can just listen to my lovely voice. Boy, he's a piece of work. That's my dude, though. But anyway.
Oh yeah, all my college roommates though were all either my farm boys or hockey boys. There was always a little rowdy in there. So we were always spitting back and forth.
That's what they do. That's my dude always. But in Big 12 scores,
love that.
Yeah, Big 12 scores this past weekend, Ben, in basketball, TCU spanked Kansas. Kansas have now lost 2 in a row for the first time, I think, in Bill Self's career there at Kansas. 83
That's
to
got to be
80,
close.
83 to 60, 23 points, just absolutely brutal.
And he's got him tonight, right?
Yeah, they
Drew
play
does.
tonight.
Drew
Yeah,
does. Drew
yeah,
took him
Drew
tonight.
does.
Yep.
Yeah, they play tonight, and then you got Iowa State, of course. Oklahoma State beating Iowa State, uh,
Gotta love that.
61-59 at home. Came back from double digits in order to win that game at home. Uh,
It's a big win. I
oh
had a couple
yeah,
friends at that game. Yeah, I had a couple friends at that game. They had a blast.
yeah. It's nothing like Stillwater when it's rocking Gallagher, but man, it's just nothing like it. Texas Tech, of course, losing to K State. K State's now fifth in the country. Baylor beating OU barely at Norman yesterday or Saturday, 62 to 60, and then Texas beating West Virginia. So now the Big 12 standings are as such. You got Kansas State ranked fifth at 6-1, 17-2 overall. KU is second; they're ranked ninth at 5-2, 16-3 overall. Iowa State right on up in there, 12th, 5-2, 14-4. We have, you're gonna love this, Ben. We have the number 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 17th ranked teams in the country. The
Yeah,
Big
dude,
12
that's
does in basketball. Yeah,
man, that is huge. And
that's
then
huge.
picking up Houston here in a couple years, and
Yep,
I
yep.
know
Who's the number one
Cincinnati's
ranked
not too
team?
bad either. I know we'll be losing Texas, but other than that, I mean, OU's ball team hasn't been the best, but I mean, they haven't been like terrible. But I think that'll be great. Our basketball is what holds that conference together. I think.
Yeah, lately, yes. Then, of course, OSU 3-4, 11-8 overall. OU 2-5, and 11-8. And OU have got to win some of those close games. They're losing way too many close games at home. They've got to take care of business. West Virginia 1-6, 11-8 also, and then Texas Tech 0-7. They've fallen a long, long, long way. And then tonight you got Kansas at Baylor, which is what Drew was talking about, at 8 p.m. tonight on ESPN. Tomorrow on Tuesday, I guess it's Big Monday. Is it Big Tuesday? Big Monday, Big Tuesday.
Must be.
Yeah,
Must be.
well, because usually college games are on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and high school games are on Tuesdays and Fridays. That way people can watch both. But tomorrow night on a Tuesday, OU is at TCU, 11th ranked TCU, 8 p.m. on the ESPN Plus. Oklahoma State versus number 10 Texas at Texas. And of course, that's on the Longhorn Network. I don't have the Longhorn Network. I guess I do on my Hulu. I guess I can watch it. Then, of course, Kansas State, number 5 Kansas State at number 12 Iowa State at 9 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN.
There
So
you go.
that's gonna be good. It's gonna be some good stuff. Now, what I didn't do our hockey stuff today. Are you coming on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
Okay, come on tomorrow, and then we're going to do our hockey stuff tomorrow with our games today. I didn't do them because I thought Drew was going to come on, and then between me, you, and Drew, we were going to use up.
It would have been 2
Yeah,
hours.
it would have been on. So I thought he was going to do that, but he,
Not a problem, brother.
he fell out on us. I just want to crack on him.
Sometimes you got to.
No, dude, you got to step up. I mean, it's your team, man. You got to step up and take the hickey. Dak Prescott stepped up and did what he did on the microphone.
Well, yep. And we'll see if Mahomes steps up next week. Does what he needs to do.
Well, he's gonna be. The deal with him is he's gonna do. I mean, he was 10 for 12, and if he hadn't got hurt, they were gonna beat them by 30. Because even with him hurt, he still was 12 for 18 for
Yeah,
what
that's.
115 yards
I
or
think.
something like that.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers had like a big quote on this earlier this year, and he said like, it's like just the act of going out there and competing and like the nature of competition. He's like, if my 70% is better than the next guy's 100%, then I'm still going to go out there and play. He's like, if at any point I think it's lower than the next, no offense to Chad Henne, but I
Well, he's
feel like
better than
that's
Chad Henne. There's no doubt.
yeah,
But
but you know what I mean. Well, you know what I mean. A 70% Mahomes still better than Chad Henne. I think that's what Aaron was alluding to earlier in the year. And I
well,
feel like that exact same thing happened. But that 98-yard drive was impressive as hell.
yeah, it was in the first pass, shotgun to Travis Kelce. And I have a question? Was somebody gonna guard Travis?
Is somebody gonna guard any of these
I
tight ends?
mean, I'm just like, somebody's gonna guard him.
freaking Kittle, all these quarterbacks, and especially when they come in like that, with the backups, they're always going to toss it to the big target right down the middle just for a quick 8. And then when you got a guy like Kittle or Kelsey or somebody like that, they can run it for another 30. And then it's just like, holy
Yeah, but
shit.
there's only about 2 or 3 guys that catch tight ends and make the catch that Kittle made.
That off the helmet, is
Yeah,
that the one you're talking about?
yeah. And
That
then
was a good one.
Diggs didn't even
Kelsey,
try to take
Kittle,
him out.
Andrews, yeah. I
And
see like
Diggs just
Kelsey,
left him
Kittle.
hanging. Dude,
Oh, I
hit
know.
him. What are you
Dude,
doing?
I didn't know if he should have put a hand in there and punched it. Is what I thought.
He ducked his shoulder and didn't look.
Like if you're just gonna duck your shoulder and just try to fly into a guy that's way bigger, like just at least just try to punch the ball. That's all he had to do. I thought.
Then he dropped the touchdown. He dropped the interception that he scored the touchdown on. And I knew that was a ball game.
Next play scored a touchdown. I
thought it was a ball game. But anyway, on this weekend on Sunday, we've got the Niners at the Eagles, 2 p.m. on Fox. The Eagles right now are -3. They're the favorites. Over under 45.5. What is your feeling on that early?
I'm taking the Niners now.
Are you going to take the Niners? So you're taking the +3?
I might put a pretty penny on that, maybe by the half point too, just to get the 3.5, just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
But I might do a little bit of both. I don't know, but I mean, I love this Niners team right now. I think that McCaffrey got slowed up for some reason, and I don't know why by the Dallas, defense.
That defense is good. They had a great plan for them.
Yep, but I mean, McCaffrey's still good for a touchdown anytime, so I'm still going to take.
Well, he got his touchdown. He got his touchdown.
Yep. And I've been taking him every week for I think the last 9 weeks just for anytime touchdown.
He got that, so he helped you out on that.
I think he might be 10 weeks in a row, and I think I missed the first week on him. But
then you got.
I do love that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 2 p.m. game on Fox, dude. I did not like Greg Olsen last night. He was so pro 49ers. I did not like him at all last night. That was the first time I didn't like him. I didn't like him, man. I mean, dude, he did not call a good game at all. I didn't like him.
Which I was surprised by too, because he had called a bunch. Like I felt like his last few games were great. Like I really did.
Too.
Like I enjoyed him, and I did last night. I agree with you. For the part, like whenever I really listened to it, I felt like he was just kind of out of touch on. Maybe he just didn't pay attention to stats on one side. I don't know what it was, but there was something that
he was so biased, it was ridiculous.
Yep.
As a color analyst in the past, that's just not what you do.
That's what it meant for me, is that he almost like paid attention and studied only one team. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's kind of what made me think, but I have no idea.
Yeah. Then the Bengals and the Chiefs at 5:30 on CBS. That should be Tony Romo, so we know we're going to get something good there. Or do you like the Chiefs are -1 favorite? The over-under is 47.
Oh, this game is a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I'm going to do
over.
The over-under is 47. Chiefs -1, 47.
Man,
I know.
Like, if there's one game that I could see being a tie all year, it would be this one. And obviously, you can't do that in the playoffs. That's like, I could see them just going back and forth all night. But I could also just see them like going, 30 yards punt, 30 yards punt each. Yeah. Like, so the over under 47.
47.
That's a tough number. That's a tough number because I expect both teams to be in the 20s. I mean,
it's so funny.
I really do.
I was listening to this guy today. I was like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. He goes, their defense, established the Mahomes them in the second half. I go, the Chiefs scored 3. The last time they played, the Chiefs scored 3 straight touchdowns on them and was driving for a fourth when Travis Kelce fumbled, which would have put the Chiefs up 11 points. I said, what the hell are you talking about?
But that's only 21 points, and they came back and scored, and I think it was like, 20, was it 26? That would be a tie right there. You'd push. So, geez, man, that's a tough line there. I like Pat. Oh man,
they think Burrow. I think they're looking at 24-21 because all three games have been 3 points.
And it's in Arrowhead.
Yep. How about Joe Burrow? You need to return those tickets.
I loved that. That was good. He's got that swagger that like you need to be if you're going to be a top 5-10 quarterback in the league. You got to have some swagger. You got to have you got to know when you can pop off a little bit and kind of just say what you want.
I agree.
But I think I mean, I love Joey Burrow here, but it's so hard to bet against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I think if I were to bet this game, I would I'll take the Chiefs to win.
Yep. I'm with you on that one. So
That one's hard. That
it's
one's
hard,
so
but
hard.
we have all week to talk about it. So, all right, my brother, that was my boy High Stick Harry Ben Dillman, and I'll holler at you tomorrow, Ben, and I will have your games because tomorrow's the big day for hockey.
Yep,
Games tomorrow night, so we'll have a full.
I think we got 9 games tomorrow.
Yep. So we'll be able to do that. Plus tomorrow we'll be able to talk about that, and all the games are going to be on Sunday or Wednesday as well. So, all right, my brother, be good, stay safe.
Hey, take care, brother. Cheers. You have a good one. All right.
All right, and I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. And I'm sorry, Commander Wright. My face is back on. I'm sorry that you're going to have to look at me again. I do have a face for TV. Unlike some other people who have a face for radio, I do have a face for TV. Oh, that boy, he's a hot mess. Talking about Randy Wright of YMB. That's my boy. That's my dude, old college roommate, always having to talk trash. What did he say now? I can't say what he just said. I can't put that on.
Make sure you got all your stuff ready for the it's supposed to snow a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, I got all my stuff ready, Billy. I'll be fine. All right, thank you, my friend.
Right.
All right, it's my guy, Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry, talking about everybody be ready for snow tomorrow. So that being said, thank you for watching this edition of The Unpopular Hour with your host, Matt Clark. Remember, you can go to YouTube, and you can watch it on YouTube. The Unpopular Hour, what you do is you go to YouTube, search The Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, and it'll pop up. And you can do that on Twitch as well. And then After the Storm OKC Thunder, also YouTube. Or if you don't want to go and do all that, you can always go to mcsportsnetwork.com and be able to watch all of our shows. So that being said, thank you for everybody again for watching this edition of The Unpopular Hour. Remember, be ready for the snow tomorrow.